Hi, Sue Wilson back again today, and I just wanted to show you this lovely card and tell you when is a bow not a bow? When it's a flower. Isn't that pretty? So we're going to show you how to create this gorgeous card today, and let me show you some of the products that we'll be using. Got several different die sets for you. In our new range, we have the Itty Bitty Bows. Now this is the mosaic design. It's absolutely gorgeous. From the Fringe collection, I have the corner, border, and tag. We're going to be using the tag from this for our sentiment. From the Austrian collection, I have the Innsbruck die set, and we're going to be using this to make an oval frame for our aperture. The Petite Vinery to use around the edge. And to top it off, we're going to be using the Magical Butterflies. Now, a couple more items that we have. The stamps to die for match the new sets of dies, and this one is called Oval Ironwork, and we're going to use this one. And one of the new pinpoint design folders, this is called Rows of Bows. It's absolutely stunning, and we're going to use this on our background. So let's get started. I'll move these out of our way. Now, what I've already gone ahead and done is I've cut an aperture in the center of my white card, and I've used the oval edge from the Innsbruck to do this. And going to insert it into the rows of bows to do our background. So let's see, let's do it this direction. We're going to line this up, pop that in. And the sandwich that we need for this is the base plate, the folder with the card, and the raspberry plate, just like we do with all of our larger folders. I'm going to run this through the machine. And let's see what we have here. Ooh, really nice. So you can see the gorgeous emboss that you get from that, and that pinpoint is absolutely beautiful. Okay, let me set this aside. Now, what I've already gone ahead and done is I've stamped the oval ironwork and I've embossed it with white. Now, it's very difficult to see white on white, but we're going to do a little bit of inking around that. And to do that, I've chosen the Peach Bellini Adirondack pigment pad. Now, the pigment is generally used for embossing. However, you can just ink with it. It's got a really creamy look to it. I think I prefer this one over the dye-based ink, so that's why I'm going to use it. They all come with a little plastic cover on them, so you have to remove that. We're just going to do a little bit of inking here, and you'll be able to see that gorgeous pattern come out. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love that. Really nice. Now, because this is a pigment pad, I'm going to just give it a light wipe with a piece of kitchen roll, just to take off the excess off of the embossing. And you can see how pretty that is. Now you can see how gorgeous that shows that design up. Okay. So we'll move on. Let me put this back together. You should always store these with the little plastic top over it. Okay, so next I actually have one of these I've already done ahead of time with some mounting foam on the back of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to center this in the middle of it. So let me peel off the backing. And I like to use a little bit of mounting foam on my cards to give some dimension. I think that gives it a really, really pretty look. So let me lean into it just a little bit so I can get it centered for you. That looks pretty good. So you can see it showing up there. Now, I don't particularly like that hard edge on my card. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've created a frame and put it up on mounting foam again. And I've used that Innsbruck die set because it has separate cutting edges that you can use. And I'm just going to peel these off, and we'll seat that around it. There we go. So I'm just going to pop that into place and cover that. Oops. So now you have a pretty edge that I think brings the card to life a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to put this onto another mat that I've got, and I'll just use the rest of the mounting foam that I had on here. Center that right in the middle. There we go. And we'll come back to this in a second. So what I'm going to do next is I've stamped a sentiment, and I've just used a black archival on this, and we're going to cut it out with the tag from this Fringe collection. Mount that around there, and using some removable tape, tape this into place. And let me just get it nice and centered. There we go. And we'll bring our cutting plate and our base plate, and we'll pop it through the Grand Caliber. That should do the trick. Oh, fell right out there. But I'm going to pop that back into place because I'm going to do a little bit more inking there. So let me just push that back into the die firmly, set that down. I'm going to go back to my peach Bellini. Tidy those little pieces up. Oh, there we go. And go around the edge, just picking up that outside edge. And that'll tie that color in nicely from the background around my stamped image. There we go. You can see the reveal. And I'll just give it a light wipe there. There we go. Okay. And a couple little spots that just need to be popped out there. One there, one there. And you can see how pretty that tag is. Okay, so I'm going to put some mounting foam on the back. We'll put that into the center of our card. And then we'll show you how to make the flower. Okay, just right in the middle there. So you can actually see the stamped image all the way around that. I think that's looking lovely. All right, now I've gone ahead and cut several of these bitty bows. And I've done 4 of them. And on 3 of them, I've already trimmed the ends. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Because the bow comes like this, where you actually are supposed to bend it around to make the bow, in order to do a flower, what we're going to do is just make that into a point. Just take your scissors and just point it off there. Okay, so now you have something that looks just like petals. So we'll go to our Cosmic Shimmer glue and we'll start to assemble it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue in the middle of these, just like that. And the other thing you might want to do is give it a little bit of forming ahead of time. Now sometimes I do this afterwards, sometimes before, it just depends. But just give it some shape. It really comes out nice like that. So I'm going to do 2 like this. Just give that a second to catch. I'll do 2 like this. And on this one, I am going to also put a large pearl in the center of it for my center flower. There we go. And I'll give these a little bit of forming. You can see that's really starting to come to life. And then we're going to put a little bit of glue in the middle of this one here. Oops. And we're going to seat this one across it in the other direction. So now you've got a really nicely formed, sized flower. Give that a second to catch up. There we go. Do a little bit more forming around the petals. Give it some dimension. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that nice? I really, really like that. Okay, so let's seat this already onto our background, and then we'll put the flower and the vines on. So I've got some mounting foam on here, all ready to go. And then a pierced edge with some matting, because I think the matting and layering just brings your cards to life. Okay, and I'm using the Petite Vinery. I've gone ahead and cut these. They're really nice, very, very detailed, cut like a dream. They're gorgeous. And I'm just going to do a little bit of gluing on the back here. Let's see if we can put one right about like that. And I'll do the other one down here. Pop it this direction. And I tell you what, I'm going to use a glue dot for my flower. Get it to hold on there nice and quickly. Put that, oops, there we go. They're strong. Put that right into place there between my vines. So you've got a really pretty little accent on your card. And then to finish it off, I have a little butterfly here somewhere. There he is, he's hiding today. And we're just gonna put a little bit of glue down the center. Now I've already put some 3mm pearls down the middle of it, and I'm just gonna pop him right over here on the edge and just give him a second to catch, giving the leaves or the wings a little bit of forming also. I never ever attach my wings. I always like them loose so I can have some movement to my card. Now the other thing you can do is you can add a little bit of glue to the edge of the butterfly, put some ice snow on there, something to kind of bling it up. But basically, there is a beautifully finished card, and nobody would ever know that that's not a flower die, that it's a bow die that you've used to create a beautiful flower. Hope you've enjoyed today's video.